So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this Bhagavad Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 2, which is entitled Contents of Gita Summarized. So far we have heard how in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra asks a question. What did my sons and sons of Pandu do? Kim akurvat Sanjaya? Kya kiya? Because he is concerned, he is fearful, he is hopeful कि शायद जीत जाएं, पता नहीं लेकिन जीतेंगे कि नहीं, because my sons are तो adharmik. And as he's thinking like this, Sanjay, just to encourage him, he says, your son has gone to his teacher Dronacharya and he's saying something. And he tells, please don't repeat the same mistake, indirect way. Tava shishyena dhimata. He takes the name of all the warriors on the side of Pandavas and he misses Krishna. He takes the name of all the warriors on his side and he mentions about Karna. And then all the warriors on the side of Kauravas, they blow their conch beginning with Bhishma. And then on the side of Pandavas, Krishna blows the conch first. And then all the other warriors, they blow the conch. Arjun, he gets a desire. Oh Krishna, can you please place my chariot in between the two armies? And Krishna, as a humble servant of his own devotee, he places the chariot right in front of whom? Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma, Drona, Pramukhataha. And then Arjun sees 5 generations assembled in front of him. Not for a get-together, but to fight. Acharyan, Matulan, Bhatrin, Putran, Pautran, Sakhim, Statha, Shvashuran, Suridaschaiva, Senayor, Ubhayoropi, both sides. And then he gets into complete confusion. He says, Krishna, I can't fight. Nahi hoga ye. He gives 5 reasons. I am feeling compassionate. If I kill all of them, how will I enjoy alone? I'll become sinful. Paap lagega itne logon ko maar ke. And who will protect the dynasty? Family will be destroyed, traditions will be destroyed. Pindadan kaun karega? And then he keeps his bow down. The second chapter, Krishna, he just encourages him, gives a pep talk. What are you doing? You are behaving like a eunuch. Get up and fight. Arjun says, nothing doing. I can't fight against my worshipable seniors. Better to be killed by them than to kill them. And ultimately he is confused. Then Krishna, he starts giving instructions. And the first section which we are discussing, we are on which verse? 16th. Okay. So Krishna is describing how the soul is eternal. You are showing compassion for the body. Body is anyways dead matter. The soul is eternal. You are showing compassion for the wrong thing. We'll recite this 16th verse. 16th, right?
Yes.
Nasato vidyate bhavo. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Ubhayorapi drishtanta. Tvanayo sattvadarshibhi. Translation, please. Somebody can read.
Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
Yes. So he says the material body is anyways not going to stay. Na asata, na sata. It is not permanent. And the soul never goes any change. The soul never perceives any change. Soul is eternal without a change. But we see in this world, sometimes we feel happy, sometimes we feel sad, sometimes we are disturbed, sometimes we are elated. So who is getting all these emotions? Soul or the body? But the body is dead, right? Our mind. Now please take out 13th chapter 6th verse. Krishna also tells something similar to Arjun. He says all the different emotions which you are experiencing, it is transformations happening in the body. You know, इच्छा द्वेष सुखम दुखम वही है. हाँ, seventh. उसके पहले महाभूतानि अहंकार. We'll recite the seventh verse. इच्छा द्वेष सुखम दुखम संघातश्चेतना धृति एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारम् उदारितम्. Somebody read that half of the translation, जहाँ से इच्छा द्वेष शुरू होता है. Envy, hatred, कुछ तो है ना वहाँ पे. Desire.
Hatred, happiness, distress. The aggregate life symptoms and conviction. All these are considered in summary to be the field of activities and its interactions.
Yes. So these are the transformations happening in the body, as some of you said. These are happening in the body. But why? Who is actually experiencing this? We experience, right? We become happy, we become sad. But this verse says these transformations are happening in the body. So ये थोड़ा आपको समझा नहीं. बॉडी में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस हो रहे हैं तो सोल कैसे इफेक्ट हो रहा है? How is it possible? A simple example. I think all of us must have gone to movie theaters sometimes. And as we sit nicely, the movie starts. In the movie, when the hero is having good time with the heroine, singing and dancing, तो देखने वाले को क्या होता है? उसको भी खुशी होती है. क्यों भाई? And if hero is beaten by the villain, और हीरो की मां मर गई और गर्लफ्रेंड छोड़ के भाग गई, तो दुखी कौन होता है? देखने वाला दुखी हो रहा है. Why? Nothing is happening to him. क्यों होता है ऐसा? The transformations are happening where? On the movie screen. सब वहीं पे हो रहा है ना. But फर्क किसको पड़ रहा है? The person who is seeing this. Because the person who is seeing, he starts identifying, मैं भी वैसा होता, मेरे साथ भी ऐसा होता. So that is how when identification goes to matter, कि ये मेरा है. Just imagine if somebody gets a brand new Mercedes, and the day one he is riding that Mercedes, and somebody bangs the car from the back. आप अगर चला रहे हैं, आपकी नई नई मर्सिडीज खरीदी आपने, और पहले ही दिन किसी ने मार दिया पीछे से, तो कैसा लगेगा आपको? क्यों? आपको तो कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. नथिंग हैपेंड टू यू, राइट? आपकी कार को चोट लगी ना. Why we experience? Why the person who is driving, he experiences the pain? मेरा है. और वही नेबर का होता तो जिससे पहले ही तुम गुस्सा, एकदम दुश्मनी है हमारी, तो क्या होता? और एक बार मारना चाहिए. When we start identifying with the matter, then whatever happens in the matter affects us. So therefore he is saying, everything in the matter is temporary. Why you are identifying with the matter? Tvanayos tattvadarshibhihi. Those who are the seers of truth, they understand this. So they don't get disturbed by the good and bad things happening with the things related to them. As Srila Prabhupada would always say, ahamata and mamata. Me and mine. Mamata common word है. खाली माँ की ममता नहीं होती है, सब में ममता है. Everybody has mamata. It comes from the word mamatva. That means mine. This is mine. ये मेरा बेटा है, ये मेरा सामग्री है. This is my home, my family, mine. So to the extent we are identifying with this matter, we will suffer. Srila Prabhupada writes in this purport, this is the beginning of the instructions by the Lord to the living entity. That is the second paragraph Prabhupada is writing here. So the more we understand this philosophy, the more we learn to tolerate the problems of our life. And we understand, we realize that all the things of this world, they give temporary pleasure. ज़्यादा समय तक नहीं रहता है वो. And we always think बस ये करेंगे तो I will be happy. अपना टाइम आएगा. रहता है ना मूवी, आजकल टी शर्ट पे लिखा रहता है अपना टाइम आएगा. जब 20 साल के थे तभी भी लगता था अपना टाइम आएगा. पहले उसने बोल दिया स्टोरी, तुम नहीं सुनाऊंगा फिर मैं. We always think, अपना टाइम आएगा. We always live in the future tense. प्रहलाद महाराज says this, ये नहीं आता हूँ. पुत्राशिषा श्रुति सुखा मृग तृष्णि रूपा वेदम कलेवरमशेष रुजाम विरोहा निर्विद्यते न तु जनो यदपीति विद्वान् कामानलम मधुलवै शमयन्दुरापै. So Prahlad is telling, oh my Lord, where is auspiciousness in this world? आशीष है ही नहीं संसार में. ये सब सुनने में अच्छा लगता है. श्रुति सुख है. It is like mirage in the desert. Lots of pain and little bit of happiness. दुख बहुत होता है और सुख थोड़ा सा ही मिलता है. So the more we start studying Bhagavad Gita, start chanting, practicing this philosophy, we understand what is permanent in this world. Just like few days back, there was a huge earthquake, in Thailand, Myanmar. Whenever there is earthquake, people, they try to leave their permanent, their temporary shelters, जो गिरने वाला है. Anything which is bound to fall, leave that and come to a place which is permanent. Everything in this world is temporary. परिवर्तन इस संसार का नियम है. There is only one thing which is permanent in this world, that is change. So the more we catch hold of things which don't change, we remain peaceful. We remain undisturbed. And there is only one thing which is permanent, which never gets lost. That is 2nd chapter, 40th verse. Krishna himself tells, what is permanent in this world which never gets destroyed, even after you change your body? Everything else changes apart from one thing. You are on 2.40? Neha vikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Translation please, somebody.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of food.
Yes. There is no loss in this path. Even if somebody practices little bit. कुछ लोग रहते हैं ना, कुछ समय के लिए आते हैं, कुछ समय के लिए चैंटिंग करते हैं, फिर चले जाते हैं. बोलते हैं मजा नहीं आ रहा है. Even if they chant little bit, that is their permanent bank account. An interesting thing is, if somebody comes and attends for some time, starts chanting and gets some मजा आता है ना कभी कभी. प्रसाद खाने में तो आता ही है. कभी लेक्चर में तो पता नहीं आता होगा, लेकिन कीर्तन में तो आता है. आज कीर्तन होगा तो उसमें तो आना चाहिए. Sometimes we get some taste. एक बार जिसको ये टेस्ट मिल गया ना, they can never leave the process. It is described that if somebody after tasting this taste of bhakti tries to leave, you know what happens? He is haunted by the ghost of good experiences. उसको याद आता है, हम लोग प्रोग्राम में जाते थे, अच्छा होता था, कीर्तन अच्छा था, सुनने के लिए कभी कभी अच्छा मिलता था. न वै जनो जातु कथंचना ब्रजेन मुकुंद सेव्यन्यवदंग संसृतिम स्मरण मुकुंदांघ्रियुपगूहनम पुनः विहातुमिच्छे नरसग्रहो जना. This is Bhagavatam. In this verse it is described, न रसग्रह, रस के ग्रह से ग्रस्त, the person who is haunted by the ghost of good experiences can never leave. छोड़ नहीं पाता है, याद आता है, दोबारा याद आता है, बार बार याद आता है, अच्छे लोग थे, जाना चाहिए जाना चाहिए. One time there was a devotee long back in the beginning days of ISKCON. He started staying in temple for 2-3 years. He was there in temple, and then he thought, बस बहुत हो गया, थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं, ज़्यादा इंटेंस हो रहा है. एंड ही थॉट थोड़ा ब्रेक लेके 1-2 दिन वापस आएंगे, देखेंगे मूड हुआ तो आएंगे. एंड ही वॉज अ गुड सर्फर, सर्फिंग करते हैं लोग. सो ही वॉज एक्सपर्ट सर्फर. ही थॉट चलो थोड़ा सर्फिंग करके आता हूं. सो ही वॉज इन द ओशन सर्फिंग, एंड एज ही वॉज एंजॉयिंग द सर्फिंग, he saw a shark coming from front. And he thought, यार मैंने 10 साल सर्फिंग किया ISKCON में आने के पहले, आज तक कभी शार्क नहीं आया, अब भी शार्क आना था. तो अपने को तो पता है पैनिक बटन क्या होता है. नरसिंह आरती चालू किया उसने, पूरा नरसिंह आरती गा लिया, स्टिल द शार्क इज कमिंग. अभी क्या करें, मंगल आरती तुलसी आरती सब गा लिया, स्टिल द शार्क इज कमिंग. और कुछ आता नहीं था उसको, तो बोला भगवान बस एक बार ये शार्क से बचा लो, मैं इस बार वापस जाऊंगा, पक्का छोड़ूंगा नहीं कभी. So that day shark decided to do Ekadashi. She just came, circumambulated him and went away. And he was so happy. He came back running to temple, and other devotees were asking, "Wait, किधर था? दिखा नहीं 2 दिन से." नहीं, सेवा करने गया था. So that's how, when somebody gets a taste, Krishna makes sure that वो वापस आएगा. That is the hope for us. एक बार जिसने भक्ति का रस चख लिया है, छोड़ता नहीं है, या छोड़ेगा तो भगवान छोड़ने नहीं देते हैं. कृष्ण कहे आमा भजे मागे विषय सुख, अमृत छाड़ी विषय मागे ई बड़ा मूर्ख. आमी विज्ञ मूर्ख विषय के न दिव, स्वचरणामृत दिया विषय भुलाइब. दिस इज बंगाली चैतन्य चरितामृत में भगवान क्या बोल रहे हैं. कृष्ण इज थिंकिंग आमा भजे, he is worshipping me, and what is he asking? ये संसार की चीजें, छोटी छोटी चीजें मांग रहे हैं, पक्का मूर्ख है, यही बड़ा मूर्ख. But don't worry, he is मूर्ख, I am intelligent. आमी विज्ञ, यही मूर्ख, विषय के न दीमा. I will not give him the things of the world. What I'll do? I will give him the taste of my devotion. स्वचरणामृत दिया विषय भुलाइबा, and he'll forget all the things of the world. So that's a good thing about Krishna consciousness. It is permanent. So Krishna is saying everything in this world is temporary. So those who are learned, they catch hold of permanent things. So we have to become learned. And for sure only learned people can take to bhakti. Not everybody can take to Krishna consciousness. कृष्ण वर्णम तुषा कृष्णम सांगोपांगास्त्र पार्षदम यज्ञ संकीर्तन प्राय यजंती ही सुमेधसः. सुमेधस मीन्स वेरी इंटेलिजेंट. जो भी यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, जो भी चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं, those who have accepted this process, they are very intelligent. सुमेधसः, सब लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं ये. It is rare. We should not get confused. इधर तो हजारों लोग जाते हैं, इधर तो 10-15 ही लोग आ रहे हैं, मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ होगा यहाँ पे, नहीं तो बहुत लोग आने चाहिए थे ना. In this world people go by numbers. Numbers जहां पे है वहां पे ही अच्छा होगा. Where do you find a crowd? In a diamond shop or artificial diamond shop? Yes. बच्चे भी जानते हैं, देखो क्यों? सस्ता होता है. जहां पे सस्ती चीजें मिलती हैं वहां पे ज्यादा लोग दिखते हैं. सो प्लीज डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड बाय द नंबर्स. इतने लोग इधर जा रहे हैं, यहाँ पे तो कम लोग आ रहे हैं. बिकॉज you should have the money to buy this process. You know what is the price we have to pay? Can anyone tell me what is the price we have to pay to get this taste of spiritual life? Nothing. कुछ तो पे करना पड़ेगा ना, इस संसार में फ्री कुछ नहीं आता है भाई, प्रसाद को छोड़ के। यस, सरेंडर, ओके, ठीक है। और क्या करना पड़ेगा, क्या, व्हाट इज द प्राइस, क्या मूल्य देना पड़ेगा? टाइम देना पड़ेगा, ओके। और बाप रे, तो बड़ा बड़ा चीज बोल रहे हैं, मटेरियल प्रेजर्स को भुलाना पड़ेगा बोल रहे हैं। और हाँ जी, अरे बाप रे, डिवोशन, ओके। और चैंटिंग, कितना बड़ा प्राइस है नहीं? 16 माला बस जैसे तैसे कर लेते हैं प्रभु जी, वही सबसे बड़ा प्राइस है हमारे लिए। We are offering ourselves, okay? We खुद समय दे रहे हैं, इतना हम खुद को दे रहे हैं। सर्विस, सब राइट आंसर्स हैं, but if we go deeper, we will find one common theme amongst everything of this, all this. एकदम बड़ा चीज बोल रहे हैं बच्चे। लव, कृष्ण भक्ति रस भाविता मति क्रियताम यदि कुतोपि लभ्यते। You know, in this verse, Rupa Goswami, he is saying Krishna bhakti ras. If you want to get the taste of Krishna bhakti, he is saying buy it, क्रियताम, खरीद लो, जहां कहीं भी मिल रहा है खरीद लो, फ्री में थोड़ी ना मिलेगा। क्या प्राइस पे करना है? तत्र लौल्यम अपि मूल्यम। व्हाट इज लौल्य? लालच। वी शुड बी ग्रीडी फॉर इट। आई वॉन्ट इट, मुझे चाहिए। जब तक ये नहीं आएगा ना मन में, तब तक नहीं देंगे भगवान। आई वॉन्ट इट, आई वॉन्ट टू गेट दिस टेस्ट, आई वॉन्ट टू चैंट, आई वॉन्ट टू सरेंडर। जो भी आपने बोला ना सबने, द बेसिस इज आई वॉन्ट इट। जब तक ये नहीं आएगा तब तक भगवान देंगे नहीं। सो दैट इज द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग। So we have to catch hold of that thing, permanent. Everything else is temporary. Don't get confused by the numbers, because whatever you do, somebody will say something. कुछ तो लोग कहें, people will say something. Whatever you do, आपको मैंने स्टोरी सुनाई, वो एक one person was selling fishes in the market. कुछ लोगों को सुनाई है। You know, one person was selling fishes in the market. And उसने एक बोर्ड लगाया था, fresh fishes sold here. So one person came and said, hey, everybody can see your fishes are fresh, right? ये fresh लिखने का क्या मतलब है? ये fresh निकाल दिया उसने। Fishes sold here. Another person came and said, you are sitting in fish market, right? क्या बेचेगा तुम? Fish. तो लिखने की क्या जरूरत है? Fishes sold here. Fish भी निकाल दिया। Now what is remaining? Sold here. Third person came and said, ए तुम किधर बैठा है? तुम मार्केट में ना, तो किसके लिए बैठेगा? बेचने के लिए। तो सोल्ड लिखने का क्या मतलब? वो भी निकाल दिया, तो मतलब क्या बचा है अभी? हियर। फोर्थ पर्सन केम एंड सेड, एवरीबॉडी नोज यू आर हियर ओनली, व्हाट इज द पॉइंट इन राइटिंग दिस? हियर आल्सो इज गॉन, नाउ बोर्ड इज ब्लैंक। फिफ्थ पर्सन केम एंड सेड, अरे बाबा बोर्ड खाली है, कुछ लिखना उस पर। You know, so that's how we should not be so much affected by the comments of people, our relatives, our friends, our family members. बहुत लोग बोलेंगे ना, सर कितने कितने लोगों को ऐसे बोला है किसने, क्या कर रहे हैं आप, क्यों कर रहे हैं, क्या हो गया, पहले तो ठीक ठाक थे, अभी कुछ परिवर्तन हो रहा है, पहले तो ऐसे नहीं थे आप। मंथन तेरे को बोला है? किसने बोला है तेरे को? मम्मी ने? So we should understand, the more we catch hold of permanent things, we become intelligent. You know? We'll go to the next verse. Avinashi tu tad viddhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Translation, please.
Though that which pervades the entire body is indestructible, no one is able to destroy the imperishable soul.
Yes. अविनाशी, जिसका विनाश नहीं हो सकता है। Arjun, you should know tat. Tat means जिसके बारे में पहले बताया गया है. किसके बारे में चर्चा हो रही है यहाँ पे? आत्मा. He says tat, that soul. Vidhi. Vidhi means you should know. You should know that the soul is imperishable, avinashi. And yena sarvam idam tatam. This soul pervades its effects throughout the body. You know, we are conscious of our body, right? Anything happens in any part of our body, we are conscious. I am not conscious what is happening in your body. I don't know what is your thought. It is a benediction, you know. If we can't hear what others are thinking. नहीं तो कोई सोच रहा हो पता नहीं कब तक बोलेंगे, कितना बोलेंगे, और क्यों बोल रहे हैं, or somebody else may be thinking something else only. We are only conscious of our thoughts. That is how the soul shows its effects. You know, just like there is sunshine, sun has sunshine, the soul has soul shine. That is called as consciousness. So that is what Krishna is saying. Yena sarvam idam tatam. It pervades the entire body. The soul is there in one part of the body. कहाँ पे रहती है आत्मा? Where does the soul stay? Heart. It stays in the region of the heart. But the energy of the soul is pervading throughout the body. And Krishna is saying, Vinasham avyayasya. It is not destroyed by anyone. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, anyone can understand what is spread all over body. It is consciousness. You know, that's what we just discussed. We are conscious of our pains, our pleasure. So that's what Prabhupada is writing. What is the size of the soul? Anyone knows the size of the soul?
One hair at the bottom is 100 pieces and in the 100 pieces one part of the hair.
नहीं उसको और 100 में डिवाइड करना है. We'll recite this verse. Please recite. It is written here. बालाग्र शतभागस्य शतधा कल्पितस्य च भागो जीव सविज्ञेय स चानन्त्याय कल्पते. So bal agra, the tip of the hair, you divide into 100. Shatabhag, then take one of the 100 part, again divide by 100. Shatadha. That portion, 1 by 10,000 of the tip of the hair, that is the size of the soul. Even if you find an electron microscope of this resolution, you can't see the soul, because the soul is spiritual. Our body, our eyes, they are material. We can't see spiritual things. And then Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he describes how the soul is floating over the body, over the 5 airs. You know, the science will never be able to understand this soul, because the science deals with gross matter and the soul is spiritual. And they keep on, having all the different types of theories. What is this consciousness, and why some people, they are remembering their past lives. We have heard some people, they remember their past lives, and some people, they have the experience of out of body. हमने ये सब डिस्कस किया है ना जर्नी ऑफ सेल्फ डिस्कवरी में. Reincarnation, out of body experiences, near death experiences, all that. So science will never be able to understand this, because the science can deal only with matter. If you want to know about spiritual substance, we have to take shelter of scriptures. They are very, very important. Even though it looks little boring to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita का टाइटल Bhagavad Gita as it is है, तो उसको लिटरली as it is ले लेते हैं लोग. As it is रखा है प्रभु जी, हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं एकदम अच्छे से, एज इट इज रखते हैं उसको, उठाते नहीं है. प्लीज रीड रेगुलरली. Even if you don't understand, still read. Because when you will not understand, you will come here and you will ask questions. हम क्वेश्चंस क्यों नहीं पूछते हैं? पढ़ा ही नहीं तो क्वेश्चन कहाँ पूछेंगे? अरे वाह, पढ़ते ही नहीं. प्लीज रीड. सिद्धांत बलिया जीव चित्ते ना कर आलस, इहा हईते कृष्ण लागी सुदृढ़ मानस. Please don't be lazy in understanding the philosophy. If we are not understanding the philosophy, we will remain sentimental devotee. Sentimental devotee मतलब जो सब अच्छा चल रहा है तो मैं डिवोटी हूँ. They are called as good weather devotees. जीवन में सब अच्छा है तो मैं डिवोटी हूँ, और प्रॉब्लम आ गया तो ये क्या कर रहे हैं भगवान मेरे जीवन में, ऐसा इतना दुख क्यों दे रहे? वो मेरा फ्रेंड तो कुछ मानता ही नहीं भगवान को, उसके जीवन में सुख ही सुख है, मतलब भगवान है ही नहीं. So that's how we get confused. When we don't study the philosophy, then we get confused when problem comes in our life. Regularly पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. It is like गांव में सब लोग गए होंगे ना कभी. गांव में खेतों के बीच में एक पगडंडी होती है ना, कभी उस पे चलते रहते हैं लोग. दो खेतों के बीच में there is a small path that is called as पगडंडी, हिंदी में बोलते हैं. So rainy season में क्या होता है? Nobody walks on that. So what happens? The pagdandi gets covered by the grasses. Similarly, when we are reading every day these scriptures, our mind will be clear. वो पगडंडी बनी रहेगी. Otherwise, the weeds of the grasses will go. Weeds of the doubts will grow. पता नहीं क्या है, करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, क्यों टाइम पास हो रहा है मेरा, और ये सब करके तो पता नहीं कुछ होता तो है नहीं, आज तक तो कुछ हुआ नहीं किसी का, तो क्या फायदा करके. We have to keep on reading every day. At least 5 minutes, 10 minutes. कुछ तो समय निकाल के पढ़िए. Try to read every day. Then the philosophy will go from head to heart. अभी तो हेड में ही नहीं जा रहा है. अच्छा क्लास था, क्लास तो अच्छा दिया, क्या था वो मत पूछिए, सब अच्छा ही था. We should try to understand this regularly. नहीं तो फिर ये सब बिरबल की खिचड़ी रहेगी. बिरबल की खिचड़ी सुनी है? नहीं सुनी? एक बार अकबर ने अवार्ड ऐसा बोला. अभी आजकल लोग बोलते हैं वो अकबर और बिरबल की स्टोरी नहीं है, वो तेनालीरामन और वो उसकी स्टोरी है, जो भी है, whatever. One time a king he announced कि ये जो नॉर्थ में है वो राजा, एंड there is a river, and he says anybody who will stand in this river throughout night, I will give him 100 gold coins. कौन इतनी ठंडी में पानी में खड़ा रहेगा रात भर? So one person came and he said, I will do it. And he stood throughout the night. And he came tomorrow, next day morning, and he said, O king, please give me reward. So as the king was about to give reward, one of the ministers, he came and told Raja, O king, you know, I saw that there was a lamp burning at a distance yesterday night, and he was taking energy from that lamp. That's why he kept hot. He remained, in that water. So Raja said, oh, then we should not give him reward. He thought cheating कर रहा है. It was a small lamp burning somewhere in the distance. So this person became really sad. ऐसा कैसे, इतना मैंने मेहनत करके खड़ा हो गया और ये मेरे को रिवॉर्ड नहीं दे रहे. So the minister, he was intelligent. So he said, I will do something for this person. And one day there was a very intense debate. Some topic was getting discussed in the assembly of the king. And the king said, बीरबल को बुलाओ. बीरबल is intelligent person, he will solve the problem. तो बीरबल के पास गया तो वो बोलता है, बीरबल मैं खिचड़ी बना रहा हूं, वो खिचड़ी पक जाएगी तो आ जाऊंगा. तो बोले ठीक है, खिचड़ी पकने में कितना टाइम? हाफ एन आवर. So half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours passed by, 3 hours passed by. Birbal to aa hi nahi raha hai. So the king said, "Arey Baba, go and ask, see what is happening to his khichdi." So the persons came and he said, went back and said, "ओ किंग, ये बीरबल की खिचड़ी जो है ना, आप ही जाके देखो कैसे पका रहे हैं." So the king went and he saw that matka was on the top of a tree branch and there was small wood which was burning at the ground. तो राजा बोलता है, ऐसा खिचड़ी कभी पकेगी क्या? So the Birbal said, "अरे king, आपने तो बोला कि वो the person who was standing in the water, he was getting heat from that lamp somewhere." Then the king understood. So if we are not so much conversant with the philosophy, anyone will say anything and we will accept. बराबर बोल रहा है, अच्छा वो बता दिया मेरे को, नहीं तो मेरे को तो ये मूर्ख बना रहे थे ये लोग, मुझे तो बोला चैंट हरे कृष्णा एंड बी हैप्पी। किधर का है का हैप्पीनेस? चैंटिंग में इतना मेहनत होता है। So this philosophy sustains us. Please take out 3rd chapter, 3rd verse. There is a very wonderful line in that purport. Prabhupada writes a beautiful line. Last time we discussed this line. When we were discussing why do bad things, why we do what we do. वो discuss किया था ना एक बार? Spirit behind rituals. In that we discussed a very important line. Philosophy without sentiment, philosophy without rituals is mental speculation, and religion without philosophy is sentiment. मिला वो लाइन आपको? बीच में परपोर्ट में दिखेगा वो लाइन. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड द फिलॉसफी. पढ़िए, रोज पढ़िए, या फिर एटलीस्ट सम डेज अ वीक वी शुड रीड दिस भगवद गीता. दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बुक. Okay, so it is 8:40, so we'll stop here because we'll have a nice kirtan now. So that's how this entire section will continue. This section where Krishna is describing how the soul is eternal and the body is temporary. So we should not be so much concerned about the things which are happening with the body. We'll start the next words and then we'll stop. Antavantai me deha नित्यश्योक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत. Translation, somebody please read. अरे पढ़ी 2.18. The material body of the indestructible
eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
Yes. So, people are fascinated by astrology. How many of you want to know your future? भविष्य, मेरा भविष्य क्या होगा जानना है? यहाँ पे दिया है अंतवंत. Everything is going to come to an end. That is the future of everyone. There is no doubt about it. What happens in between, that is the detail. The ultimate thing is antavanta ime deha. But सबको लगता है नहीं, हम मरेंगे लेकिन अभी नहीं, अभी तो बहुत समय है, अपना टाइम अभी नहीं आएगा भाई, अभी तो बहुत कुछ करना है. That is astonishing thing. युधिष्ठिर महाराज said this, right? क्या है आश्चर्य? सबसे आश्चर्यजनक वस्तु क्या है इस संसार में? Everybody is dying, but those who are staying, they are thinking, अभी नहीं मरेंगे हम, अभी तो बहुत समय है, अभी तो बहुत जीना है. आजू बाजू वाले मर रहे हैं, सब लोग देख रहे हैं, दादाजी चले गए, ये चले गए, वो चले गए, अपना टाइम तो अभी नहीं आएगा भाई, हम तो अभी जवान हैं. So that's how we have to understand the temporary nature of this world and take to this permanent process of Krishna consciousness by chanting regularly this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you. Anybody has any questions? Okay.